Hey folks, welcome back. In this tutorial we're going to use color correction tools to alter this rather flat, slightly dull looking clip we've got here, and we're going to regrade it, bit of color grading, and our aim is to give it a slightly more saturated, stylized Hollywood look, a sort of CSI Miami, or maybe some of the work by Tony Scott, the director, where we get a slightly more saturated, colorful palette, a little bit more contrast as well to the image. So to get started, let's select the clip here. And I'm going to go to Effect, Color Correction, and I'm going to begin with, I think probably on this occasion, probably levels. We'll start with levels. And the real problem, as we can see here, if we look on the black slider, or the shadows, is as we can see above, there's virtually very minimal blacks or dark elements to the image. We can see it's very grey and very washed out. So I'm going to start by just grabbing the shadow slider and just pulling it to the point where the image starts to boost the blacks a bit. And of course, as we can see, it has the added benefit of actually saturating the image a bit more. It adds a bit more colour to it. There's before and there's after. So levels is a pretty good place to start, and that's probably enough for the time being, but our main problem is the sky. You know, it was shot on quite a, a sort of bleak wintry day, and there's not a great deal of light and not a great deal of sort of life or colour to the image, but we can change that. And we're going to go to Layer, New and Solid. Don't worry too much about the colour, that's not important. We're going to click on OK. And on the white solid, we're going to go to Effect, Generate and Gradient Ramp. If you're in CS6, you're probably going to be looking down here for Ramp instead of Gradient Ramp. Okay, so look for Ramp, but if you're in CC, go for Gradient Ramp. On the start color, we're going to select a very light pink. We can adjust it after to taste if we need to, but a sort of very light pink. That'll be our sky. I'm going to click on OK. And we might want to make some adjustments maybe to where these elements end. So I'm going to click on End of Ramp and maybe move it up a bit, because we don't want too much of that pink getting down into the grass. We just want the sky to be affected. So just to sort of just highlight that again, I'm going to click here, which is the crosshair for the end of the ramp, and I'm going to probably put it about there. But again, we'll have a little fiddle around with it later. So the white solid is there. It doesn't really matter whether it's above the video layer or below. We're going to put the white solid on the blend mode to multiply. Not too bad. We've added a little bit more texture and slightly, a bit more life to the scene. Slightly glossy look, but again, if you're going for a high-end glossy film look, that kind of Hollywoodized, maybe CSI look where the sky's always a kind of a pinky red, then these tools should do the job. Okay folks, hope you found that useful. See you in the next tutorial.